Right now, I'm only cross-listing to Whatnot and Depop, and I'll tell you why. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to go through our haul for the weekend. I didn't have much time to source, only had about 2 hours, but we're going to go through what we found. Also started focusing a little bit more on cross-listing. I'm going to show you guys what I did and what the outcome is so far. And also, we're going to touch up the store. Currently, there's over 1,400 items on the store, but throughout the months, many of those have sold. So we're going to just do a little bit of cleanup. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's get to it. All right, so like I said, today's gonna be pretty short, not much of a haul. Normally I'll fill up 4 or 5 of these bags in a weekend. Today we only had 2 hours. Normally I do 4 hours and I do Saturday and Sunday, but it is what it is. Today is Wednesday, but it's getting late already. It's close to 10 o'clock. It was really hot in the garage today, and if I open this door, I get a cool breeze, but the crickets are just crazy. If I open that one, it's kind of far. If I turn on the fan, you can hear it in the mic. So we're just going to try to get through this as fast as possible. Since I knew I only had a little bit of time, I went directly to 3 tables that we really usually do pretty well at. They're a mix of $1 and $2. Today there was one that kind of changed it up on us. I'm going to go through the items and kind of just go through what I was thinking. Some things I did look up, but some things I kind of just took a risk, like I said, knowing that I didn't have that much time. And since they are pretty low cost items, I figured they were worth the shot. So let's get into it. This first set of women's jeans, they're made by Bamboo. I did comp these, and it looks like the more crazy the embroidery is, the more they cost. And in the past, I have sold women's bell bottoms. I know that they tend to be trendy, but these had a whole bunch of embroidery on the sides. So I looked them up. Like I said, they go anywhere from 20 to 45, depending on the embroidery. So I'm gonna take a shot on those. And since I looked those up, it's weird how that happened, right? I found another pair, and these are from a different brand. These are Driftwood, and they have a style number on here. It looks like these are the Jackie. Same, just normal jeans, but they have the embroidery here. And the same thing with these. We don't do a lot of women's jeans, but what I have noticed in the stuff that we do pick up is stuff that's a little bit more on the unique side. Either you get more money for it, or 2, they sell really quickly. And before I go into this one, all the ones that I'm pulling right now, I'll let you know when I switch over to the next stop, but all of these are from the one stop. It's the biggest dollar section in our swap meet. They have usually like 8 tables on one side. No, sorry, 8 rows of tables. So it's like 4 or 5 tables per row. And that whole side is either $1 or $2. And then they have the other side, which is like 6 tables or 6 rows of tables. Same thing, 4 or 5 tables per row. And then those are 3 for $10 right now is what they're doing. But these were $2 each. And this one was also $2. I looked this up, and I'm thinking, with Halloween coming up, I know we're still a few months away, but with Halloween coming up, I think someone might buy this as a Halloween costume. I had a friend who was super into kind of making their own costumes, and they would go through, and it's a big jumpsuit, kind of like Y2K vibes. Jordache Vintage XL. So this was also $2. I don't think it's going to be hard to get at least $15 for it. And that's not usually the price point we like to be. We like to be at like $20 or more. That's one of the items that, maybe because I knew I may not get a lot more chances to pick up stuff that day, I went ahead and grabbed them. You should have seen my pile. So what I normally do with the jeans, and I have some videos that I'm editing to kind of bring you along, but what I normally do is I'll go through the entire row, make a big old mountain at the end, and then I go through it and just make sure that they're good, because those tables tend to get really, really busy. This is one that maybe I wouldn't have picked up if it wouldn't have been this weekend. They say Carmar, But again, the uniqueness of, they have like some padding. I did see a few that had sold, but the prices were just kind of all over the place. So we'll see. I'll update you on this one. Nothing crazy. This is just like a solid, should sell pretty easy, 15, 20 bucks also. Express, really good condition, $2, should be easy. This, I remember seeing this on a YouTuber's page. I don't know whose it was. I've never found them. Some Page jeans, and they do sell for $25 to $30 used. So pick those up. And this, I think, is the last one from that table. Some Calvin Klein jeans. The print is pretty cool, pretty different. So again, $2. Went ahead and picked those up. Those were all $2. This is from the dollar table there. Walt Disney World white hoodie. I've sold a lot of Disney hoodies. You know, people are going on a trip, they look for something, don't want to spend the 60 bucks at the park. That should be, I don't know, 15 bucks, let's say. I think a lot of these are going to be in that $15 range. Some I might be able to push a little bit more. This one's brand new. In my Chiefs era, last season, probably someone got into football because of Taylor Swift and then got over it and donated it to Goodwill. So those tables, what they do is they buy pallets and they kind of sort them, and then they pass on the deals to the people at the swap meet. Here's some Tommy Bahama women's, just some simple capris. This should be okay. These might have to go on the lower end, maybe 13, 12 bucks. These next ones are some rock and roll, like cowboy jeans. I picked these up mainly because of the size. The brand may not be anything. I didn't really look this one up, but for $2, I just went ahead and picked them up. This was from a different stop. So these really mainly because of the size I picked them up. They're 33 by 36, so they're really long. So those jeans should be easy 20 bucks. At this same stop, I picked up, kind of going on that same embroidery kick. I don't know what I was thinking, but these look like they're hemmed too. They are. But the good thing is they didn't cut them, so looks like someone hemmed them but didn't cut them. So they have embroidery going all the way through. I don't think it's a crazy brand. AVX, Avenue Jeans. But again, the embroidery all over them. Hopefully those do okay. I don't know. I'll let you know. But again, for $2, this was a different table. So this one was $2 at a different table. And then this one was also $2. This one's pretty cool. And I've seen these go for, anywhere from $20 to $40. I think this one, because of the print, should do okay. So 3 stops. That was all I did. Took me 2 hours. This last one, this is the one that I was telling you that they changed it today. Normally they do $1 or $2. Today they were doing different prices. He wanted $3 for each, but then he just said 2 for $5. I know this guy. I buy a lot from him. These are some Halloween shirts, some vintage, kind of like, they almost feel like custom, but they say Tap & Co. And I did look them up. There are some that sell between $15 and $30. This one's a little bit more faded. This one's in better condition, but the same thing. They have the kind of like the shoulder padding. But Halloween's coming up, and these should do okay. And they had a few other ones too, but I didn't pick them up because they had stains on them. So picked up 15 items. I just counted them. Each of them were $2 each, so $30 is what I spent, and that should be pretty easy to get back. I love finding more and more of those $2 tables, $1 tables. You tend to find some good stuff, and then the stuff that you take a risk on, you learn a little bit more, but it doesn't cost you a ton to learn. That's it for the haul this weekend. This next weekend, I'm also only going to have one day, but I'll have a little bit more time. I'll have 4 or 5 hours. So hopefully I can hit some yard sales Saturday morning. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to take you over to the computer. We're going to do two things at the computer. I'm going to show you some stuff that we cross list. Started using Vendu about 2 months ago, but then I just stopped using it. I only put like 10 things on Depop, Poshmark, a few things here and there. But this time around, I just went ahead and I just nailed in. So I'll show you what I did. We got to our first 100 subscribers. We're actually at 109, so thank you guys so much if you haven't subscribed yet. And if it's your first time here, a little bit about us. Me and my wife started this store here that you see behind us, this whole store that we're going to go through right now. In early January, we got kind of moving. End of January was when we decided to say, let's do it. I think it was January 25th. We started listing pretty heavy. We had a baby in March, and we knew going into it that we wanted to try to find a way to replenish her income so she didn't have to go back to work. This is all for that. We want to try to keep her home as long as possible, hopefully never. With our first daughter, that was kind of what we did, but our expenses were a lot less back then though, so it was a lot more manageable. So this time around, we're gonna try and focus on the store, try to do things right, which is why I keep reporting back to you guys our mistakes, the things that we're doing that we find that are working. We want this to be a good and healthy store. I still want to thank you guys for 100 subscribers. So let's go into eBay real quick. So as you guys can see, we have 1,425 listings up. We do have a lot of clothing in our store, but we do a little bit of everything. Garage sales, thrift stores, estate sales, swap meet, all that good stuff. Looks like something sold. This is funny. I just posted this a few hours ago. I got an offer right away within like 10 minutes. So I countered. They declined my offer, and then right away they bought it. So it's funny how that works, right? I got those games for a few bucks a piece. I think it was actually $5 for all three, and then she charged me $1 for another one that didn't have the game. It was just the case. I'm going to delete some of these items that more than likely I'm not going to find again, and I'm not going to sell again. You guys are going to see a wide range of stuff here. I started looking around on YouTube, and it looks like a lot of people agree that eBay has like a secret algorithm to rate your store. So if you have, let's say, 2,000 items and you're only selling, let's say, a few a day, well, you know, the grade of your store tends to go down. These are things that I'm just believing, kind of what I'm reading and what other people have had experience with. So I kind of want to get rid of some of these to clear space. I'm going to cut little pieces of this. Hopefully it's not too long for you. Let me sort by date. So see, so by date, it shows you that almost all of these are sold. 00000. Oh, I think I saw one. Nope. So this whole first row of 200 is gone. So I'm going to go ahead and end all these, end listings. Let's go to the next 200. So here's some that are still here. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to highlight all of them, and then I'm going to go down. There's a 2. Won't delete that one. And that one. I still have a few more of these. Still have this one. It's funny going through these, like seeing some of these things that I'm deleting. It's like, oh, cool. Yeah, I remember buying that. I remember selling that. That's pretty cool. This glove was amazing. I bought it for $3. I want to say $3 to $4. And ended up selling it for, I want to say $125. I took a best offer. So if it's your first time here, our normal schedule of releasing videos is Monday. Mondays we go over the entire week before sales. We go through the best sales and the worst sales. And then Wednesdays we go over kind of what we picked up the prior week, kind of like a haul video. That's the 2 videos that we're committing to right now. Later on, I do have a lot of footage of kind of taking you guys with me, picking, sourcing, garage selling, all that stuff. But those videos do take a little bit more time to edit. So as I'm finding time, I'm getting around to those. But the next video that I am going to drop as a bonus is going to be what we've learned in our first 6 months of being like everything seller. We're going to go through kind of like the first 6 months, what we learned, what we picked up that were amazing finds, and what we picked up and we just completely flopped on. So if you guys are interested in a video like that, make sure you subscribe. If the video comes out, I'll put it kind of in a card here, but if it hasn't came out, make sure you guys look out for it. That's going to be a pretty cool video. I've already have a few notes. I've already picked out a few items that are super cool. So you're seeing kind of a fast kind of cut through here, but make sure you guys stick around for that. This tennis bag is one of them too. Paid $10 for this and like 4 rackets that were in there. And just this one sold like almost immediately, 35 bucks. I know I'm kind of cutting through a lot of this, but definitely hope this gives you an idea of kind of the mix of items that we have in our store. I know lately it seems like we've been picking up a lot of clothing. That haul was all clothing, but mainly because I knew I didn't have much time, I just kind of went to a place where I knew we were going to have a lot of things we could find in just one location. Sometimes looking through someone's entire stand, you know, hoping that you find one thing and then looking it up and then it's broken or something. It was going to be a lot of time wasted. So yeah, so I think we did okay for the 2 hours that we were there. But this just kind of shows you that we do pick up a little bit of everything. Here's a lot of these sports cards. And I got to go through a lot of these too and check the value. Sometimes players were on a crazy hype and they lose their hype, and the prices drop, and these prices may not be competitive anymore. So I need to do my due diligence before, you know, this season starts. And I said this season because, as you see, mainly I do football. Here's an Ozzy Osbourne card. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a number in the comments right now. Where do you think I'm going to end up after I delete these? We started at 1,400. So what was it? The first 200. And then all these looks like I do have them. So what's that? Hopefully we're over 1,000. That was my goal when we started the store, was to get 1,000 items up. And then halfway through, I thought I was getting there. I thought I was getting close. And then I was like, wow, a lot of these things are sold. Woohoo! All right. That was kind of brutal. All right, actions and listings. So we're down to 1165, but that still doesn't mean, let's go here. Quantity available 0. Oh, all these are gone. So I first started with all the oldest ones. Ooh, all right, so let's do 100 items at a time. So I should be able to delete these first 100. Yep. And I don't mean to go too fast. When I went down here, this is what I was looking. The last one still has 0, so that means I'm good to delete these whole. So that means I'm good to delete that whole batch of 100. This Jollibee uniform, that was pretty fun too. This was a $2 pickup and it sold for full asking price, $69. So hopefully, just kind of scrubbing through this, I know it's going to be kind of tiny on your screen, but hopefully this gives you a good idea of what we've sold. We're a really small channel. We don't have a bunch of viewers, but we're new-ish. I mean, 6 months, we've learned a lot in 6 months. I feel like there's some things I know for sure I wouldn't be doing. Like, I started with calculated shipping on a lot of my stuff, and then I went to, actually before I moved to flat rate shipping, I would just I would put whatever the measurements and the weight was, I would just go down on it. So it would still fluctuate. And if you were close to me, you would get a lower price in shipping. And if you were further, you would get more, but it kind of fluctuated at a lower cost. I guess there's about a dozen ways to do it. So let me know what works for you. Do you use flat rate? Do you use calculated shipping? What do you do? Oh, where I was going is hopefully going through kind of this, hopefully just, I know that we're newer, but hopefully this shows you that we have sold, a good amount of stuff, and a big range of things too. There's some things that I'm not picking up anymore. As my daughter gets a little bit older, my wife is planning on helping a little bit more with the store, and I don't want to have these big items that she has to ship. That's kind of why we have picked up a lot of clothing and then smaller items, just so you know, if she has to ship it or if she has to pull it, she's not carrying something humongous. And also, like, the way we store things, you saw like a little bit of it, but stick around. If any of those things interest you, definitely subscribe. I'm going to be going through a lot of it. Our whole system has evolved so many times, and we're in a happy place right now. Please be over 1,000. 1,038. So we still got 1,000 items up. So we deleted 455. So make sure you guys follow. For this video, I'm going to go through kind of our best items. We did have this one that sold. Didn't sell for full $16.99, but yeah, make sure you guys stick around for that video. We're going to go through some of our best pickups and then some of our worst. Yeah. So now I've cleaned up the store. Instead of 1,400, there's about 1,000. Hopefully that helps whatever scoring system, if it even exists. Let me know. Do you guys believe in that? I feel like there's enough people talking about it that it is something. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to hope that's right. Last thing I did kind of want to go over is cross list. Like I said, I did start cross listing a few months ago, but I stopped just because I felt like it did take a lot of time. So here's all these items that I have on here. Right now, I'm only cross listing to Whatnot and Depop, and I'll tell you why. The reason is that it's a lot faster to cross list on those two platforms, and let me show you. Let me pick something that I haven't cross-listed. The first time I cross-listed, I kind of would put everything there, but I'm starting to realize that Depop is a lot younger audience. So look, these pants, or these here, this is what it took in from eBay, right? And I always copy, when I'm listing on eBay, I always copy the title and I put it in the description for this specific reason. When I'm cross-listing to Depop, that there's no title. It just goes straight to description. So now that first line is essentially the title. So I know that these are medium. So look, this is all I have to do. I have to go here, boom, medium, and then scroll down and list. Done. Some I do adjust the pricing because Depop, from what I've found, Depop likes a lot of the offers. They like you sending offers and they like you accepting offers. There's a lot of going back and forth, and Whatnot is even easier. I just go down and I put the weight. I know there's these shorts are going to be between 8 and 14, so I just put 14 and list. That's why I've only been doing those. If you want to do Mercari, then you got to select the brand. If you see, my membership is from July 20th or June 20th to July 20th. So I know we're coming up on the 20th. Last few months, what I've done is I've said, oh, I'm going to import the listings, and then I forget. So I've imported 125 items, and in a few days, it's going to refresh and I can import another 125 items. Just by doing that a few days ago. So sold this sweater. They still haven't paid for, I actually have 2 pending sales. I don't want to show the names, but it's another one of these Kill 9 shirts and that camel. Yeah, so now got a good amount of items listed on Depop, and hopefully that goes good moving forward. I did want to see what this return was. Return requested. Doesn't turn on even with new battery. That's silly. That worked fine. This remote is actually, you have to have like professional software to program it. I guarantee you that he probably couldn't program it. And I actually reached out to this customer because he asked a bunch of questions about it. And I said, hey, you know that this takes specific software to program? And he never responded to me. And I think I might have shipped it late, but I did end up shipping it because it was $79. I didn't want to, that sucks. We'll see. I'll let you know. I know for sure it turned on, but oh well. So guys, this is going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like, The likes help out way more than you think. But if you have any questions on anything that we went over, make sure you drop them in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.